All right, Unit 12, Topic 2, we're going to factor by grouping. Your quiz is next Thursday. That's the same day as your Topic 1 quiz. So you're going to have Topic 1 and 2 at the same time, okay? It is a lot of information, so you have to know it or you will not finish your quiz on time, which means they'll be counted wrong. So factoring is when we're finding what two things can multiply together to give me what I started with. We're going to write down 6 steps and then we're going to do 2 problems together. So step number 1 always is standard form. If it is not in standard form, you've already lost all points on your problem. Okay. Step number 2. We are going to group the terms. And I'll show you what that means when we do our example problem. We're going to group our terms. Step number 3, we will find the GCF of each group. And they will be different. The GCF from group 1 will not be the GCF for group 2. They're going to be different. Okay. Step number 4, we are going to check that the parentheses match. So we're going to check what's inside our parentheses. And if they do not match, you have done something terribly wrong, which means you need to erase and start the entire problem over. Okay, they have to match. That's a huge step. Step number 5, we are going to put outside with outside. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Outside with outside. So my 2 GCFs are outside and they will go together. And step number 6 is the one you're going to forget. So put a big star next to it because I promise you're going to not remember to do this one. You have to check for new GCF at the very end. Okay? Sounds like a lot of steps. I promise you, this is not hard at all. So here is, what is GCF? Greatest common factor, meaning what can I divide them both by? Okay, good question. All right, here we go. Number 1, x cubed minus 3x squared minus 8x plus 24. So step number 1 says standard form. Is my problem in standard form? Yes. Okay, then we're good to go. Step number 2 says I have to group them. If I have 4 terms and I need them in groups, I'm just having groups of 2. So we're going to separate these into 2 groups. You only need to draw a line that goes 1 or 2 below. It doesn't have to be a very long line, okay? But now we've taken our 1 problem and we've split it into 2. Step number 3, find the GCF, the greatest common factor, of each group. So we're not even worried about this right now. We're looking at group number 1. I have x cubed minus 3x squared. What do they have that's the same? X squared. Very good. They both have an x squared. Okay. So I'm going to take x squared and I'm going to take it out, meaning we're dividing by it. If you need scratch work, then go to the side and watch this. I have x cubed. Oops, except I wrote x cubed instead of x squared. Sorry, guys. There we go, x squared. I have x cubed and I'm dividing by x squared. What is x cubed divided by x squared? x. So what's the first thing in my parentheses is x. If I need to go to my scratch work again, I can go there. Negative 3x squared divided by x squared. What is negative 3x squared divided by x squared? Just the negative 3, so that's going to go next. Questions so far? All we did is find a GCF, and we're taking it out. Taking it out means we're dividing by it, okay? Let's go to the second side. Negative 8x plus 24. What do they have the same? What can I divide both of these by? 8. But listen, whatever this first symbol is has to be the sign of the GCF. So I'm not dividing by 8. What am I dividing by? Negative 8. Okay? And I have my parentheses. And if we need scratch work, we can go to the side. What is negative 8x divided by negative 8? It's just x. Very good. So I have an x left over. What is positive 24 divided by negative 8? Negative 3. David. Now, step number 4 says check that my parentheses match. Do my parentheses say the exact same thing? Exact. Like it can't have a plus sign different, okay? It has to say the exact same thing. And if it doesn't, we erase and start over because that means you picked the wrong GCF, okay? So step number 5, outside goes with outside. So watch this. Whatever is outside, so my GCF and my second GCF now go together in one parenthesis. So x squared minus 8. They were both the GCFs, so they come together to create their own parentheses. My second set of parentheses stays the same, x minus 3. So when I factored this, what did I get? I got x squared minus 8 times x minus 3. And if I were to FOIL this all out like you've been doing, it should answer what we started with, okay? There's one last thing you have to know. It's going to ask you, out of these factors, these are called factors, you better know that, factors, which one is the quadratic? So which one's the quadratic? X squared minus 8 or x minus 3? What does a quadratic have? A squared. So which one is the quadratic? The first or the second one? So this is my quadratic. What is this called? X minus 3. It is not a quadratic, but it does have a name. It is a linear, like a line. This is your linear factor. So I have a quadratic factor and I have a linear factor. And if you do not have one of each, again, you've done something terribly wrong, okay? Let's go try one more, a little bit harder together. This is the last example, yes, so make sure you're asking your questions. 125x cubed plus 150x plus 25x squared plus 30. What do you notice about this problem? It's not in standard form. So on your paper, take about 10 seconds and rewrite it in standard form. Standard form in order from big exponents to little exponents, okay? Step number 2, group my terms. I have 4 terms, so again, I'm going to just divide it in half. Step number 3, find the GCF of each side. So just look at the beginning. 125x cubed plus 25x squared. What can I divide both of those by? 25 what? X squared. 25x squared. And now we have to figure out what is left over. My Zoomers, did it just freeze? There it goes. Okay. 25x squared. So if you need to go to scratch paper, go to scratch paper. If you don't, then just answer the question. What is 125x cubed divided by 25x squared? 5x. Very good. 5x. What is 25x squared divided by 25x squared? It is 1. Okay. 5. All right, let's go to the second side. 150x plus 30. What can I divide both of those by? 30. Very good. Positive or negative? Why positive? You have to do whatever's next to this right here. So a positive 30. What is 150x divided by 30? 5 what? 5x. Very good. If you don't know, use your calculator. What is 30 divided by 30? 1. Now check, do my parentheses say exactly the same thing? Yes. So then let's rewrite my problem. Outside, the GCFs have to go together. So my first parenthesis is going to say 25x squared plus 30. My second parenthesis is going to say 5x plus 1. But here's the problem. That's step number 6 that I told you. You have to check for a new GCF. Which one of these parentheses has a GCF? The first one or the second one? The first one. What can I divide both of these by? So I have to take that out. So what is 25x squared divided by 5? 5x squared. What is 30 divided by 5? 6. Does the second parentheses have a GCF? Nope, then it's safe. 5x plus 1. These, when my parentheses touch, are called factors. You should know that. What is this 5 in the front called? What's this 5 right here? What is that called? It is a number, thank you, but it has a math term. It starts with a G. GCF, right? Isn't that the GCF? Isn't that what we took out? So this is the GCF. Is this parentheses quadratic or linear? This is quadratic. And is this parentheses quadratic or linear? Linear, very good. It doesn't have to be in that order. You can have linear first and quadratic, but you have to have one of each, yes. Okay. Questions? Okay. If you're at a table, there might be a worksheet. If not, I can bring one to you. Do not write on it, please. If you are online, you are in Unit 12. Topic 2, worksheet number 1. Most people, first period, were able to get 12 or more problems done. Okay? Don't forget, you have homework that is due tonight at 11 6:45 p.m. If you haven't done it, I'd start working on it, and Bearcat did.